Humans answered a distress signal that came from the future. I know how impossible those words are. I verified them 31 times. Our mathematics rejected them. Our instruments rejected them. Reality should have rejected them. It did not. I am Observer Veth RA of the Core Collective. We do not fear. Fear is a biological malfunction reserved for unstable species. At least, that is what I believed. Everything began inside the hollow expanse. No stars. No gravity wells. No habitable worlds. Only silence stretching beyond reason. Then the emergency beacon appeared. It was old. Very old. Nearly 12,000 cycles old. It repeated one sentence. Please, someone help us. Every civilization in our region recognized the code. It belonged to the Lurathi Alliance. A peaceful empire. An advanced one. They had vanished over 10,000 cycles ago. No wreckage. No survivors. No explanation. Only myths. The council finally approved an expedition. I accompanied the fleet. Observation is sacred to my species. Interference is primitive. We arrived expecting ruins. We found a city. Not floating. Not orbiting. Standing. Standing on nothing. An impossible city hung inside empty space. No planet beneath it. No engine supporting it. Just endless darkness. I concluded it was a hologram. My scanners agreed. Then one of our probes landed on a street. The hologram had gravity. Impossible. The streets were empty. The towers untouched. Meals still rested on tables. Lights still glowed. Doors remained unlocked. The inhabitants had simply stopped existing. No signs of battle. No radiation. No disease. Nothing. Only silence. Our scientists celebrated. Ancient technology always brings glory. I calculated 17 possible causes. None involved danger. I was wrong. We entered the central archive. Thousands of memory crystals remained active. The final recording played automatically. An elderly Lurathi looked directly into the camera. His feathers trembled. His voice cracked. They're coming. The recording ended. No explanation. No enemy. No warning beyond those two words. Our commander laughed. Primitive panic. Civilizations often imagine monsters during extinction. We continued deeper. That was mistake number one. Every corridor contained claw marks. Not attack patterns. Escape patterns. Every mark pointed away from the center. Toward the exits. Toward nowhere. I concluded they fled starvation. The food stores remained completely full. Another impossible answer. Then we found children. Or what remained of them. Tiny skeletal forms rested beneath classroom desks. No wounds. No damage. They had hidden. From what? No predator leaves bodies untouched. My logic fractured. Still, I remained calm. Logic always wins. That is the law of existence. Then our sensors detected movement. One heartbeat. Only one. Impossible. No life signs had existed moments earlier. Our security drones advanced. The heartbeat vanished. Nothing. Our commander mocked the equipment. Mechanical failure. Mistake number 2. Hours later, another heartbeat. Closer. This time behind us. Again the drones searched. Again nothing. The heartbeat disappeared. Even my secondary brain struggled to explain it. Our soldiers tightened formation. I assumed they feared embarrassment, not danger. Humans would later teach me the difference. The council ordered complete data extraction. We obeyed. Inside the deepest vault rested a single sealed chamber. Its security system still functioned. Power after 12,000 cycles. Absurd. The chamber opened slowly. Inside stood one communication terminal. Nothing else. No treasure. No weapon. Just one blinking screen. It displayed a message. Do not answer. Simple. Clear. Ancient. Our commander laughed again. If they didn't want replies, he said, they should have survived. He activated the terminal. Mistake number 3. The machine requested one confirmation. Send response. Without hesitation, he selected yes. The transmission left instantly. Destination unknown. No coordinates. No identifiable receiver. Just gone. Silence returned. Nothing happened. Everyone relaxed. I logged the event as insignificant. Another error. We departed the city. Behind us, the emergency beacon stopped broadcasting. Forever. I considered the mission complete. We returned to council space. 3 cycles later, the first colony disappeared. Not destroyed. Not conquered. Gone. Every moon. Every station. Every ship. Missing. No debris. No distress calls. No survivors. The council blamed pirates. I agreed. Pirates explain missing resources, not missing planets. Soon another system vanished. Then another. Trade routes collapsed. Refugees flooded every border. They all repeated the same description. There was something in the dark. Nothing more. No one could describe it. Images corrupted. Memories blurred. Even recordings dissolved into static, as if reality itself refused to preserve its shape. I concluded mass hysteria. Biological minds fail under stress. That explanation comforted everyone. For exactly 4 hours. Then the council world lost contact. Our capital. Hundreds of billions. Silence. No explosion. No warning. Just gone. Panic spread through the galaxy. I still rejected fear. Fear was irrational. Statistics favored survival. Until I reviewed one forgotten transmission. The message our commander had sent. The archive reconstructed part of it. Only 8 words survived. We received your distress signal. We are coming. Those words chilled every species. Not because we had answered. Because the original distress call was 12,000 cycles old. Someone, or something, had finally received our reply. The emergency council assembled every surviving civilization. Old enemies stood beside ancient rivals. Nobody argued. Nobody threatened. Everyone listened. The greatest military minds calculated impossible odds. None found hope. One elder finally asked the forbidden question. Is there anyone left we have not asked? Silence. Then an archivist spoke. There is one species. The chamber erupted. Half the delegates protested. The other half laughed. Humans. The isolated newcomers. Violent. Unpredictable. Young. They ignored most galactic politics. They signed almost no alliances. They rarely answered council summons. Their fleets remained hidden inside their own territory. Primitive. Arrogant. Unreliable. Exactly the kind of species that runs first. I immediately supported ignoring them. Cowards preserve themselves. That pattern exists across intelligent life. Humans, I decided, would abandon the galaxy without hesitation. I had never been more certain of anything. The council disagreed. A final distress signal left the chamber, addressed to Earth. It contained only one sentence. Please, someone help us. Then we waited. I expected silence. Instead, every human communication channel vanished at once. Every human communication channel vanished at once. I concluded they had fled. Cowards always break contact before retreat. It was a universal law. I would soon discover humans obeyed different laws. The galaxy waited. 1 cycle. Then 2. No reply. No negotiations. No demands. Even their merchants disappeared. Human borders became silent. Dark. Empty. The council accepted defeat. Some civilizations surrendered to an enemy they had never seen. Others destroyed their own archives. Many fled into deep space. I calculated survival probabilities. None exceeded 3%. Then every star near human territory dimmed. Not failed. Dimmed. As though something enormous passed between the stars themselves. Our telescopes found nothing. The darkness moved anyway. I concluded it was another anomaly. My conclusions had become remarkably useless. A faint transmission finally reached the council. No greeting. No ceremony. Only one sentence. Distress signal received. The chamber erupted. An elder demanded details. There were none. The channel closed. I laughed. One sentence. Against the force-consuming civilizations. Humans were clearly preparing excuses. Then our long-range sensor screamed. Thousands of objects emerged from human space. No. Millions. At first we identified warships. Then the calculations finished. They were not millions. They were over 8 million. The largest fleet ever assembled. No civilization possessed numbers like that. No economy could sustain them. No species would even attempt it. I concluded they were empty decoys. The scans proved otherwise. Every vessel carried crews. Every reactor burned at combat power. Every weapon remained active. Every ship accelerated toward the advancing darkness. Not away. Toward it. Our military analysts panicked. Humans were charging directly into extinction. Primitive aggression. Nothing more. That pattern seemed obvious. Then another impossible fact appeared. The fleet did not stop growing. Hidden shipyards awakened. Buried stations unfolded. Asteroids split open. Entire moons transformed into carriers. Human industry had hidden beneath ordinary space for centuries. They had prepared for something. But what? No answer came. Only more ships. The fleet commander finally appeared. An elderly woman. Gray hair. Calm eyes. No visible fear. She addressed every civilization. We're taking over. The council gasped. I knew it. Conquest. Humans had waited for the perfect moment. The galaxy was weak. They would rule what remained. Then she finished. The defense. Silence filled the stars. We're taking over the defense. Stay behind us. The transmission ended. No speeches. No promises. Only orders. They moved. The human armada entered the hollow expanse. The same impossible city floated in darkness. The same abandoned streets. The same silence. Only now? The darkness answered. Stars disappeared. Space folded inward. Something emerged without shape. My eyes rejected it. My instruments disagreed with each other. Every camera recorded different monsters. Some crews screamed. Others laughed uncontrollably. Several simply forgot why they existed. I concluded the humans would collapse first. They were emotional creatures. Emotion weakens reason. Instead, the fleet accelerated. Thousands of missiles vanished into the darkness. Laser fire crossed impossible distances. Mass drivers shattered moons into clouds of burning metal. Nothing worked. The darkness continued. Entire battleships vanished. Not exploded. Erased. As if they had never occupied reality. Human formations broke apart. I recognized defeat. Then they did something insane. Every surviving vessel changed course. Straight toward the entity. Collision. Collective suicide. Primitive to the end. I almost pitied them. The flagship opened one final broadcast. No fear. Only quiet determination. Phase 2. Nothing happened. For 3 seconds. Then every human ship shut down. Weapons. Engines. Shields. Everything. Dead. The darkness rushed forward. Victory. Certain victory. Then I noticed something impossible. The humans were smiling. Why? Our translators detected laughter. Why laugh before extinction? The answer arrived too late. The abandoned city awakened. Every tower ignited. Every ancient beacon came alive. The impossible architecture unfolded across dimensions. It had never been a city. It was a cage. The Lurathi had never called for rescue. They had called for a jailer. And humanity already knew. The ancient transmission had reached Earth long before it reached us. Not 12,000 cycles ago. Yesterday. Time flowed differently inside the expanse. Humans had understood immediately. That was why they disappeared. That was why they built the fleet. Not to destroy the thing. To lock it away again. The powerless ships were never helpless. They were keys. Millions of synchronized reactors formed a living seal. Space folded. The darkness resisted. Stars shattered. Reality screamed. One by one, human vessels disappeared into the prison. Not destroyed. Sacrificed. Each ship completed another section of the lock. The entity roared without sound. Its shape collapsed inward. The impossible city closed around it. Then, silence. The hollow expanse became empty once more. Our sensors confirmed the truth. The threat was gone. So were nearly 6 million human ships. The remaining fleet drifted quietly. Scarred. Broken. Victorious. I waited for celebration. There was none. Only recovery operations. Only rescue missions. Human ships searched endlessly for survivors. Even enemy refugees received aid before human soldiers. Again, I misunderstood. I assumed they sought political advantage. Then I watched one exhausted human pull an unfamiliar alien child from burning wreckage. The child belonged to a species that had once voted against humanity. The human simply smiled. You made it. Nothing else. No speeches. No conditions. No revenge. Only relief. For the first time in my existence, my logic failed willingly. I requested permission to visit Earth. The council approved immediately. The elderly fleet commander met me in silence. I finally asked the question that had consumed my thoughts. You knew this would cost millions of your own. Yes. And you still came. She looked toward the stars where the prison had vanished. If someone asks for help, she said softly, you answer. I searched for deeper strategy. Hidden motives. Military calculations. There were none. Only that impossible belief. I finally understood the pattern I had missed from the beginning. Humans always answered distress calls. No matter the cost. No matter the odds. No matter who was calling. Not because they expected victory. Because someone had asked. I returned to my people forever changed. We rewrote every military doctrine. Every philosophy. Every prediction model. One sentence now stands at the beginning of every core academy textbook. Never mistake human compassion for weakness. Because the day the galaxy begged for help, humanity answered with a war fleet. And somehow, that was the gentlest answer they could give.